After researching this week, I decided to focus on Israeli culture, specifically the military culture in Israel. Israel has their main military branch that they refer to as the IDF, the Israel Defense Forces. This is a primary pillar of culture in Israel. The reason it's a primary culture in Israel is because in Israel they have conscription. This means that every man and woman of the age of 18 is required to serve in the IDF. Men are required to serve for 3 years, whereas women are only required to serve for 2. According to the Jewish Agency for Israel, there are a few scenarios as to why someone may not have to serve, such as specific religious beliefs and also being some form of delinquent, having gotten into some type of legal trouble. Even the deaf and hearing impaired are required to serve in the IDF in Israel. Women do not typically serve in combative positions in the IDF. However, if there is an infantry unit that allows women, they are welcome to join that unit, the same as there are female pilots there as well. Air Force. Israel has the IDF, of course, but then it has 2 ground units, their Navy and their Air Force. Israel's Air Force is ranked number 1 in the world, and that is due credit to having some of the most advanced fighter jets, nuclear weapons, armed drones, and space assets in the world. The Israel Defense Forces also has their own version of Navy SEALs called the Shayetti 15. Their motto is, "As a bat emerges from darkness, as a blade cuts through silence, as a grenade smashes in range." Their Navy SEALs also train in Krav Maga and are referred to by other members of the military as the people of silence. The IDF is ranked the number 1 military in the entire Middle East. This is especially interesting to me because the IDF does not deploy their units. They only stay in Israel and defend Israel. That's it. Israel also has one of the highest rate of university graduates with degrees in the entire world. I personally think that has a lot of credit to them requiring all men and women to go into the military at age 18. I would imagine that they're doing it right there. They have the highest rate of people who graduate college, and I think that we're all pretty immature when we first start college at 17, 18, 19, and that their experience in the military, in the IDF, probably gives them the maturity level by the time they're done with their time in service to go on and get that degree without as many hiccups. I personally found everything that I learned about Israel and their culture so interesting. I would definitely be interested in learning more, and I'm personally so impressed by the military culture in Israel. I think that a lot of other countries could look at what Israel is doing and adapt certain aspects of it, and I think that we may have a better world to live in if other cultures learned and grew off of what worked for other cultures.